Hi, Mom. Hi, everybody else. Making my way up through Texas, headed home. Gotta say this, though. That place I picked up this morning, it's called Norcom. They do not mess around at that place. I pulled into the front of the building. It was like 11:55, and you actually have to drive in through the gate, go all the way around to the back of the building, and because of their speed limit, when I got to where I was supposed to check in, basically got the truck parked so I could walk over to check in, it was noon. That was my official arrival time. That's when I sent in my arrival code. I was an hour early for the pickup. Walked in to get checked in. The guy already actually had my load, the paperwork for it, in his hands. As I was signing in, I was like, okay, cool. We got another Swift guy. We just finished loading him. Once he pulls out, back into his spot. So got back in the truck, pulled over, got set up to back in once the guy came out. He took a few minutes doing his like macros and everything, so he could leave. It was about 12:10 by the time I had checked in, moved the truck, so I was ready to back in. The guy moved, and I backed in the truck. It was about 12:10 when I was at the dock and ready to be loaded. First off, almost like the second after I hit that dock, I felt my trailer shaking from them loading it. 12:30, I hear this whistle. I look back and there's the guy at the dock saying, "Hey, done. Go get your paperwork." Like, this was 38,000 pounds of crap going to a Walmart DC out in Cali, loaded in 20 minutes. And walked over paperwork, walked back out, pulled out of my spot, shut my doors, put the seal on, sent in my macros so I could get moving. When I left there, it was just about 12:45. That means literally it took me longer to drive into the place, park, or open my doors, park, drive out, close my doors, seal it, and drive out than it took them to load me. That was amazing. I would definitely take a load from those guys any day. And since I know most of my friends have really dirty minds, yeah, that's what she said. Beat you to it. Yeah, that's about it. I wish more places were like that. That was amazing. Which was especially nice because the place I dropped off before that, I got there once again just about an hour before my appointment time. They made me sit in the front until 10 minutes before him. Then I got to drive around. It then took them 2.5, almost 3 hours to unload me, pay the lumpers their fee, and then they said, "But once the front office guys are done with your paperwork, then you can go. I'll give you a call when that happens." At this point, I was down. I was running out of time on my 14-hour clock today, so I was starting to get worried. I had 1 hour left. The closest place to park was 25 miles away. And I went over to the office, and this is now just about an hour after they have paperwork. I walk in there, and the guy's signing his name on my paperwork right as I walk up to the window to try and ask, "Hey, how much longer it's going to be? I'm about to be screwed." But nope, there's my paperwork. Thank you. Got the hell out of there. I got parked with 12 minutes to spare on my clock. So yeah, that was 5-hour unload process versus a 20-minute load process. Where, like I said, it took me longer to do the shit I had to do than it took them to do what they were supposed to do. Oh, that's one of the big complaints a lot of people have with the ELDs is there are some of these shippers that I had one place I sat for 10 hours. I got there an hour early. I'm basically I always shoot for an hour early anywhere I'm going. But, yeah, got there an hour early, and I sat there for 10 hours. I wasted my whole day there because once they were done and I could leave, I had to go get parked because my clock was then also almost out. There are quite a few shippers and it's mainly on the receiving end. I've seen places do like to get you loaded and get you out of there quick, normally. But There are places that they'll make you sit there all day, and they don't give a damn. That place I delivered last night, big sign. Even though they've got a huge ass parking lot where they make everyone sit and wait if they show up early, or just because they feel like it, they've got a lot of parking spaces out front for trucks. Huge ass sign: no overnight parking. Corporate policy: you clear overnight, and they will stick around and waste your time. Problem with that is, like with the paper logs, this is still falsifying information. It used to be you could fudge it time, and at least on paper you weren't driving past when you were supposed to because of your wasted time sitting there at a shipper or receiver. And these things don't. You can't change them. I mean, you can edit your on duty, your sleeper berth, your change your drive time. Which, even if you were to try and fudge it with your pre-trip that you have to do at the beginning of every drive shift, which starts your 14-hour clock, you can mess around with that, but once you start driving, no matter what, that's when your clock starts, and you have 14 hours from that point to get done what you need to do that day. And once that 14 hours up, you're screwed. So this went way longer than I was expecting, but that's it. Bye.